Manchester United lose to Arsenal 2-0 at the Emirates, and officially I think everybody would accept now that top four is gone, and the feeling has to be ultimately one of distinct and utter disappointment. Utterly disappointed by that opportunity, but we haven't lost top four today. We haven't lost top four today based on losing 2-0 at Arsenal. I mean, it's not nice to lose to a team like Arsenal. It's not nice to lose to a spineless bunch of arseholes. But I am frustrated. Sorry about that. But it's not to go to the Emirates and win is never very easy. Anyway, I know we've done it in the past. We can't be that disappointed by a result that was never foregone conclusion we were going to win it anyway. And top four isn't about today. It's not gone today, although it officially probably has. It's not gone on this result. It's gone because of the amount of points we've thrown away this season at home against total and utter crap with bad finishing. And I suppose in many ways today's performance sort of is a prime example of that. I've entitled this video Rooney and Smalling Costas, and you can read that as many ways as you want, which I'll get into in a moment. But the reality is, in that first half, we had the chance of the game. Wayne Rooney, fortuitously, 1-on-1, 6 yards out, shouldn't even need to think about it. Blindfolded, Wayne Rooney, the Manchester United great, our biggest earner, our captain, should be able to put that ball in the back of the net. And even if he hasn't got the confidence to do that, he should just square it for a tap-in for Juan Mata, I think it was. He does neither. He passes a rubbish shot that Cech puts out for a corner because he's so shocked at how crap it is. And that is a problem. That is a massive, massive problem. And that is Wayne Rooney now. I feel very sad. I'm sure he's not that sad because he's earning £1.6 million a week. Oh, my maths are bad. 1.2, but a month. But it's just this decline of a player that was so good into something that is just so redundant is sad. But I have to not wallow in the disappointment too much, even though I am really disappointed, and say that the one positive about Wayne Rooney today is at least he was fit and able to be a body on the pitch that enabled us to not play Paul Pogba, because we couldn't afford to risk Paul Pogba today. We need to keep him back for the Europa League, and the same goes for Eric Bailly and Antonio Valencia and Rashford to a certain extent. I am disappointed. I'm really disappointed, but I can't level any blame at Jose Mourinho or most of the players for that performance today, because it wasn't our first team. It wasn't our first team. We played 3 days ago away in Spain. Arsenal have had all week off. That was Arsenal's strongest team. They needed to win. And to be honest, in the first half, it was a 50-50 affair. And I thought the tactics of getting men behind the ball when they had the ball and trying to hit them on the break and good possession when we had the ball worked really, really well. And it was working okay. And you sort of hoped maybe on the break we might nick a goal and win it 1-0. But it changes on a lucky goal. I mean, I said it on the watch along. The Xhaka goal, if he tries that 100 times, it would never go in again. It was just totally and utterly unstoppable. If it doesn't hit Herrera, I think De Gea could probably go and get a cup of tea, have a little kip, and then still have time to catch it. It was never going to go in. But it goes off Herrera and it loops up into a position that De Gea can do absolutely nothing about it. And that's football for you. That's the beauty of football. Sometimes your tactics, whatever, they will just go out the window to just one bit of luck. And we go 1-0 down and you think, it's going to be very difficult now. Can we get 2 goals out of this? It will be very, very difficult to do so. But what happens after that first goal is inexcusable. And this is where Chris Smalling comes into it. A player I've defended a lot against a lot of you all season, saying, look, he's our best player in the air. He's a threat from corners when we're no good at corners. I think Mourinho can do a good job with Smalling, and I still think he's got a lot to offer. I'm wrong. I am wrong. I take that back. He has to be in the Phil Jones category of get out of our club. You're not good enough to get stuck under a cross like that. And I know a few people want to blame Martial and Mkhitaryan for not fighting hard enough. Look, you'll always be able to criticise a player in the build-up for not fighting hard enough because they don't know what's going to happen, and that happens a lot. But what you cannot move away from is that cross is nothing spectacular for a centre-back in the Premier League to deal with. He gets well and truly caught under a cross. And when you're a centre-back and you get caught under a cross, there are 2 things. 1, you look stupid. And 2, it's inexcusable to get under a cross that has moved the distance anywhere between 10 and 30 metres, I don't know how far that cross came in, but if it's over 10 metres, you've got more than enough time to set yourself. He gets caught under a cross and Welbeck scores the easiest goal there ever is. And it had to be bloody Welbeck, didn't it? United reject, loving scoring against us, which was frustrating. And then the game's gone. The game is gone. A lucky goal out of nothing, which makes it hard, and then switch off, crap defending, makes it 2-0, and that opportunity is gone. That opportunity that Liverpool offered on a plate again today, and we didn't take it. For the how many time this season, it's beyond a joke, isn't it? We've had so many opportunities in this Premier League season to get top 4. It is absolutely inexcusable that we haven't got it. But you've got to take it on the chin. We are where we deserve to be. I know a lot of you will be disappointed by the end of the unbeaten run. To me, it doesn't matter. I think it's been a very embarrassing unbeaten run. I think to be proud of it, if you are proud of it, well done. If you're not proud of it like me, look, at the end of the day, it's an unbeaten run. It's a long unbeaten run, but it's not one I'll ever look back on with great affection. An unbeaten run of 23 league games where we never got into the top 4 in the... we're not even in the top 4 of the Premier League. So that says everything about that. I would have substituted 4 or 5 defeats for a load more wins because we'd have more points and we'd be in the top 4. So the unbeaten run doesn't mean anything to me at all. But I do argue with those people who want to come out and start criticising Mourinho, because over the season, I would agree that maybe you can criticise us for missing chances, etc. But today, I think he did what a lot of common sense people would do. Not put Pogba on the pitch, not put Bailly on the pitch, not put Valencia on the pitch. And then that leaves you having to play Wayne Rooney, having to play Chris Smalling, having to play Darmian, having to play Mkhitaryan and Martial. And maybe they didn't have great performances, but we had to pick that team today because Thursday's more important. I am disappointed because I just feel that we should have top 4 this season, and it's only through our own inadequacy that we won't get top 4. And I am nervous because even if we get to the Europa League final, which we should, we could blow it. We could blow it and end up with nothing, and then it's all on ourselves. And that is ultimately very disappointing. But the Rooney chance in the first half, he's got to score it. As an overall performance, I was. If you watched the watch along, I was actually sad about Rooney because I've watched Rooney all his Manchester United career, and I know when he's being petulant, and I know when he's frustrated, and I've seen him pick up yellow cards all his life where he's late sliding in. He tried it about 4 times in that game and missed it. That's how slow he is. He can't even do the petulant, mistimed sliding tackles. He misses those. His passing was okay. His movement is terrible. His speed is gone. His legs have gone. His decision making isn't great. And the miss was just... He's got to score that chance, and then it makes it... If we score that chance and go 1-0 up, the Arsenal crowd is so fickle they would turn against them. The Arsenal team is so spineless they would lose all confidence. I really do think that you can sum up our season on that Rooney chance. A chance we should score that we don't miss. A chance we should score that we miss, and then the opportunity's gone. And we've dropped so many points this season because of it. Arsenal could actually get top 4 now. If Liverpool don't beat West Ham, I think, and Arsenal win all their games, they will finish above Liverpool. It's gone for us. We are 5 points behind Liverpool. If we win our game in hand against Southampton, we'll be 2 points behind them. And we basically have to beat Spurs and Palace and hope that they don't win at West Ham, which is possible. But I think we'll get embarrassed at Spurs next week. I think, regardless of the fact that Spurs probably can't win the title now, it's their last game at White Hart Lane, and they're the best Premier League side I think we've faced this year, even though we beat them. I think we'll get embarrassed. I really do. If we can lose 2-0 to Arsenal, then I think Spurs could beat us badly, and that'll be a damage limitation. Joe Budda's obviously been on the bud because he says Rooney man of the match. We are going to be live at 8:30, Wazzy. Yeah, we are. Player ratings, I would go with De Gea. I would give a 7. I think he made a few good saves and couldn't do anything with either of the goals. You could even say De Gea might have been your man of the match, to be fair. Twan Sebi, I would give him a 7 in normal circumstances, but I'm just watching the cross. Martial loses the ball. Mkhitaryan doesn't do anything wrong. Oh, that cross is 30 yards if it's a day. It's a long cross, and Smalling's awful. Awful. Awful by Smalling. Twansibi, I would give him man of the match because I would give him an 8. And normal circumstances 7, but to play against Alexis Sanchez in your Premier League debut and not really put a foot wrong, I thought he was fantastic. Smalling and Jones, look, Smalling made a mistake on the goal, so I'd give him a 5. Jones, I'd give him a generous 6. I thought he nearly gave a mistake in the first half for a goal, so both need to go. Darmian, a steady 7. Carrick, I thought played really well, I'd give him a 7. Rooney, I'd give him a 5. I didn't think he had a good game at all. Herrera, a 7. And then Mata, 6. And Mourinho liked it collectively, thought it was a good performance. I don't know what game he watches sometimes, but he likes to publicly slate some players, but some people are immune to it, as we well know. He really should be highlighting Rooney's performance today, especially that miss and Smalling's mistake. But you know what? Whatever, he's probably trying to keep everything in-house now, which probably should have done it all season, Jose, really, because he's frustrated me when he has publicly slated players that don't deserve it, but then he doesn't do it to some that do. I thought Mkhitaryan was disappointing again. I mean, Mkhitaryan is interesting. I really like him, but I've got to be honest, over the last few games, he's been very, very poor, which is weird. I mean, somebody actually said to me the other day, do you think Mkhitaryan will be here next season? Which sounds ridiculous because we signed him only a year ago, but not good enough. Rodney Reed, this league doesn't lie, and the results across the year tell a story. Yeah, I think if you're frustrated tonight, which I am, and disappointed, which I am, it has to be reflective over the season, and top four's not gone because of us losing 2-0 to Arsenal today. It's gone because we messed up too many games at home that put you in a last chance saloon where you've got to beat Arsenal away with your reserves, and we couldn't do it. There's no shame in losing that game. I think if Arsenal fans are gloating and saying, oh, we're way better than you, yes, you're still behind us actually, but that was our reserves. It was our reserves. There were arguably 6, 7 players that would normally play that didn't play today. So it is what it is, but it is disappointing because we've blown over the season too many opportunities, and whoever gets top 4 with City, Spurs and Chelsea, whether it's Arsenal or Liverpool, whoever gets it, we've given it on a plate, and to give that on a plate to our biggest rivals is disgusting in a sense. But it's not about today. It's not about today. I think the team selection was right. I think a lucky goal put Arsenal ahead. Before that, an absolute sitter from Rooney that he must score. He must score it or he must pass it for a tap-in. It's crap, and if he scores that, the game completely changes. Just like the lucky goal for Arsenal completely changes it. And then just bad positional sense by Smalling puts the game out of sight, and we can't come back from 2-0. It's all about the Europa League, but we knew it was all about the Europa League. It's only because Liverpool are crap themselves that they sort of gave us a slight sniff today. But it's going to be such an interesting summer. I really hope that we can scrape Champions League football, because it just allows us to get better players, and it puts us where Manchester United should be. It's not a foregone conclusion. It isn't. It really isn't. I hope we can do it. I wouldn't even like to predict whether we will, because you just don't know. In a one-off game, you don't know. But regardless of what happens, the summer's going to be very interesting because a lot needs to change. A lot needs to change. Wayne Rooney has to go. He's finished. I think Michael Carrick would fall into that category. Phil Jones and Smalling have to go. I'd even get people rid. Ashley Young, I think, needs to go. I'd like Fellaini to go. And then I think there are players that I wouldn't get rid of that I think he will get rid of. I think Martial may go. I think Mkhitaryan as an outside bet could go. Would he be stupid enough to let people like Juan Mata and Blind go? A very interesting summer. But I'm very disappointed tonight, and I think a lot of you are as well. Darth Vader says that's effed up his mood. Some people saying we're finished. Some people saying we should worry about the game we're playing, not the game ahead. I disagree. I think we had to rest players today. And I did say I wasn't going to jump on the team selection or the manager regardless of the result today, because it wasn't about that. What what was open to be jumped on was if individuals let us down. I felt Smalling let us down. I felt Rooney let us down. And that's why they're in the headlines. And you can disagree with that or agree with it. But that I think two big things happened in that game. Disappointing. We'll pick it up again at 8:30. Calm down for a little bit. Danish says, I'm really glad we lost Europa League all out, says Danish Shastri. You can't say that. If we win that game, we could get top 4 quite comfortably. Yeah, we'll pick it up at 8:30. I need to have a little bit of a time out. We were talking at 8:30 about maybe signing Aguero. Zlatan said he's going. And I think we will pick up at it a bit about where, why, and how this has gone wrong. And probably talk a little bit about Rooney, I suppose, and anything else you want us to. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Please do drop a like. It's been a long afternoon. It's been one of those disappointing afternoons. It's just frustrating, isn't it? It's frustrating to lose to Arsenal. It's frustrating to blow another opportunity. But we can't be surprised. We can't be surprised, can we? Thanks everyone for watching. Speak to you all soon. Back at 8:30 with the Sunday Night Live show. I think it'll be a bit heated. Join us then. Thanks for watching.